Have you ever felt like you're being tossed around by the waves of life, completely at the mercy of your circumstances? One day everything's great. The next, a single piece of bad news sends your whole world into a tailspin. What if I told you there's an ancient secret, a hidden key that unlocks unshakable inner peace no matter what's happening around you? This isn't some new age trend. It's a 2,000-year-old philosophy called Stoicism, and its wisdom is more relevant today than ever before. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll learn not just one, but several powerful Stoic secrets that will fundamentally change how you see life forever. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're diving deep into the practical, life-altering wisdom of Stoicism. Forget the stereotype of the emotionless, stone-faced Stoic. The real philosophy is about cultivating a powerful, resilient, and joyful inner state. So what's the very first secret? It's something the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote about constantly in his private journal. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the cornerstone of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. Imagine you're stuck in a massive traffic jam. You're going to be late for an important meeting. What happens? Your heart starts racing, you get angry, you start honking your horn, maybe even yelling at the car in front of you. You're completely miserable. But let's break this down. Can you control the traffic? No. Can you control the fact that there was an accident up ahead? No. The only thing you truly have control over is your response. The opposite of this Stoic wisdom is to pin all your happiness and peace on things you can't control. This is a recipe for constant frustration, anxiety, and disappointment. You become a puppet, and your external circumstances are the puppet master. The Stoic, in that same traffic jam, takes a different approach. They accept the reality of the situation. Okay, I'm stuck. Getting angry won't move these cars any faster. So, what can I do? They might use the time to call ahead and reschedule. They might listen to an interesting podcast. Or they might simply practice mindfulness, focusing on their breath and observing their frustration without letting it consume them. They choose a calm, rational response over a chaotic emotional reaction. This isn't about suppressing emotion, it's about acknowledging it and then choosing not to be ruled by it. So here's a practical step for you this week. The next time something small goes wrong, your coffee spills, a package is delayed, pause. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If it isn't, consciously choose how you will respond. This small practice builds the muscle of resilience. But knowing you can control your reactions is only half the battle. How do you ensure those reactions are positive and constructive? This brings us to the second powerful Stoic secret, one that often gets overlooked but is the key to daily happiness: the art of gratitude. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Think about it. How often do our minds drift to what we don't have? If only I had a bigger house, a better job, more money, then I'd be happy. The Stoics saw this as a trap. This constant craving for more is a self-inflicted wound, a guarantee of dissatisfaction. Now what's the opposite? It's the person who, even with a lot, is always miserable because their focus is perpetually on the next thing they lack. They get the promotion, and for a day they're happy, but then they immediately start stressing about the next promotion. It's a never-ending treadmill of desire. The Stoic approach flips this entirely. It's about actively appreciating what you already have. This isn't just about being thankful for the big things like your family and health. It's about the small, everyday things. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of your morning coffee, the fact that you have a bed to sleep in. Let me tell you a quick story about a man named John, a high-flying executive who had everything but was deeply unhappy. He was stressed, overworked, and felt empty. His therapist, suggested a simple exercise. Every night before bed, write down 3 specific things from his day that he was grateful for. At first, he scoffed. Grateful for what? My terrible commute? But he tried it. Day 1. Grateful for the barista who smiled at me. Grateful for the 5 minutes of silence in my car. Grateful for the hot shower after work. Slowly, something shifted. By actively looking for things to be grateful for, he started noticing more good in his life. His focus moved from what was missing to what was present. His entire demeanor changed. He became more positive, less stressed, and more connected to the world around him. So here's your next practical application. Start a gratitude journal. It takes 2 minutes. Every night, write down 3 simple things you're grateful for. Be specific. Don't just write, "my family." Write the way my daughter laughed at my bad joke today. This practice literally rewires your brain to see the good. But what happens when life throws you a real curveball, something far worse than traffic? This leads us to the next secret, which is perhaps the most challenging, yet most liberating. The third secret is learning to accept and even embrace impermanence. The Stoics called this Memento Mori, which translates to "remember you will die." Now, this sounds morbid, but it's actually the opposite. It's not about dwelling on death. It's about using the awareness of death to live more fully. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us that everything we love is temporary. He said, when you kiss your child goodnight, remind yourself that they are mortal. Again, not to be sad, but to appreciate that moment with a depth you otherwise wouldn't. To truly be present with them, because you understand that this moment is precious and not guaranteed. Think about the opposite behavior. We resist change at every turn. We cling to relationships that have ended, mourn for a past that's gone, and fear a future that's uncertain. This resistance is the source of so much suffering. It's like trying to hold back the tide with your bare hands. It's futile and exhausting. By accepting that everything, good and bad, is transient, you free yourself. When you're experiencing joy, you savor it more deeply because you know it won't last forever. And when you're experiencing hardship, you find strength in the knowledge that this too shall pass. It gives you the resilience to endure, knowing that even the darkest night eventually gives way to dawn. Here's a way to practice this. Take a moment to look around you. Your job, your home, your relationships, even your own body. It's all subject to change. Instead of letting that scare you, let it empower you. Let it be a reason to love more fiercely, to work more passionately, and to live more courageously right now. Don't put off telling someone you love them. Don't wait for the perfect moment to pursue your dream. The perfect moment is now. This acceptance of impermanence isn't about passivity. It's about strategic action in the face of reality. But there's one final piece of the puzzle that ties all of this together. It's the ultimate Stoic mindset hack. And that final secret is the power of perspective, or what the Stoics called the art of acquiescence. It's about reframing your challenges. Most people see an obstacle and say, "This is blocking my path." The Stoic sees the same obstacle and says, "This is the path." There's a famous quote from Marcus Aurelius, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." What does this even mean? It means that every obstacle, every setback, every bit of adversity contains a hidden opportunity for growth, a lesson in disguise. Let me give you a real-life example. J.K. Rowling was a single mother, struggling financially, and her manuscript for Harry Potter was rejected by 12 different publishers. 12. From a normal perspective, that's a crushing failure. It's a clear signal to give up. But from a Stoic perspective, each rejection was a test of her resolve. Each no was an opportunity to strengthen her belief in her story. The obstacle, the rejection, became the very thing that forged the resilience she needed to keep going. She reframed failure not as a stop sign, but as a stepping stone. What happens if you do the opposite? You see every setback as a personal failing. You lose your job and think, I'm a failure. A relationship ends and you think, I'm unlovable. This perspective makes you brittle. Life will inevitably knock you down, and if you see it this way, you may never get back up. So how can you apply this today? The next time you face a challenge, instead of getting frustrated, ask yourself one simple question. What can I learn from this? How can this make me better? Did a project at work fail? Maybe it's a lesson in better planning. Did you have an argument with a friend? Maybe it's an opportunity to practice better communication. This single question shifts you from a victim mindset to a student mindset. You start to see life not as a series of random, punishing events, but as a curriculum designed for your own growth. So let's recap these life-changing secrets. 1. Focus on what you can control, your own mind and responses. 2. Practice active gratitude for what you already have. 3. Embrace impermanence to live more fully in the present. And 4. Reframe your obstacles as opportunities. These aren't just philosophical ideas. They are practical tools for building an unshakable inner fortress. Life will always have its storms, but with these Stoic secrets, you won't just survive them, you'll learn to sail. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into Stoic wisdom. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments which secret you're going to try to apply this week. And if you want more content like this to help you build a stronger, more peaceful mind, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Until next time, be well and stay strong.